Got lower back pain, keeping the hips nice and mobile is really, really important. For many of you watching this, you might be doing our phase 1 routine, and that's awesome. This is a little bit more of a comprehensive way of stretching the hips, which is going to feed in quite nicely if you're doing your strengthening work in what we would consider to be phase 3, phase 4, and beyond there. So it's a nice, quick way of us being able to open out the muscles, the quads, the hip flexors, the glutes, the adductors, to really free those hips up. At the end of the day, if you're working to rehabilitate from lower back pain, you need to be strengthening. And a lot of the strengthening work that you're going to be doing is going to involve the hips. And once we are feeling better, we go out and do things. We do things standing up, and therefore if we've been out on a long walk or been out maybe playing a round of golf or in the garden, our hips will be a little bit tight, and this gives you a nice middle ground. It's a little bit more in the way of stretching than the phase 1 routine that many of you guys do, or the post-workout routine that many of you do, but it's not quite as drawn out. For example, the flexibility flows are 40 minutes long. So this is a nice one. It's going to take us around about 10 minutes to do both legs. By all means, if you want to go back and go through both legs again, you can do that, and it'll be about a 20-minute routine. I'm going to record the time as we go through this so you guys can just hit play and off you go. And just so you know, if this is the first time you're watching, there's timestamps underneath here, and you can just skip next time you come back to the video, just skip to the start of the routine and hit play, and you can follow along. So just before we get into it, what are we going to be doing? We're going to do one leg at a time. We're going to start off. You want to have the sofa, a chair, something like that to lean on. I've also got a bench, or a stool, sorry, just over there as well, which I'll use for one of the stretches, just to lean on a little bit more, makes it a little bit easier for you. If you can do that, another chair would suffice as well. We're going to do a glute stretch, then we're going to stand up, same leg. We're going to go into hamstring stretch. We're going to come round. As we come round, we want to keep that stretch on. Come round to the adductor stretch. We're going to go round again to go into a hip flexor stretch. Then we're going to drop down into the quad stretch at the very end, and that's where that stool can come in. I'll demo as we go through that. Then we'll pop ourselves back up and go through the whole thing for the other side. The reason this is a little bit more advanced is because you are going to be required to move around in those positions. And if you're early on, you've got very severe back pain, then this might not be an ideal routine for you, because the process of negotiating that transition can be a bit uncomfortable. But for those of you that are further on, you've got the strength, you've got the balance, you've got the coordination, you're working on that. This should be nice and easy, and really quite a relaxing flow for you to do, even arguably off the side of the bed before you go to bed. So get yourself in position. If you need to pause the video now, do so. Get yourself into position, and we're going to start off over here and get ourselves ready for that first glute stretch. So get yourselves into position. It goes without saying on all of these, be mindful of your lower back. I'm going to shut up once we start. Be mindful of your lower back posture. We don't want to be rounding our lower back and creating trouble down there. So the better posture we do this, the better we're going to ultimately isolate our hips, and the better stretch we're going to get on the muscles. The more lazy we are with the posture, the less effective the stretch is going to be at the level of the hips, because our back will be becoming involved. So get yourself nice and tall, get yourself into that glute stretch position, and here we go. Pull it on, and let's start. 30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pop yourself up. Get yourself into the hamstring position. Slight bend in the knee here. Nice and tall. Stick the bum backwards and hold it there. We should be feeling this in the belly of the hamstring. Make sure there's a slight bend in the knee. You can do whatever you want with your foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't come out of the stretch now. What we want to do is slowly rotate round like so. Push that leg away a little bit if we can. Bend this knee here, and we should now feel it through the inside of the thigh. So through those adductors, and let's start again. Go. If you want, a little bit of pressure just on the side here can just help you open up that hip a little bit further, and lean on this leg for support too. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to rotate around again. Keep the stretch from the groin. Come round ever so slowly. We can use this chair on the front here and get ourselves drop a little bit. Lean on this for support if you have to. And I'm going to do that, makes it easier. And let's go. Hold that hip flexor stretch. And if you just engage your glutes a little bit, it can stretch a little bit nicer through the front of the hip. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that stretch on, and now we're just going to slowly move backwards and drop down to stretch through those quads there. Don't worry if your knee touches the floor, that's good. It just makes it a little bit easier for you to maintain. Get yourself nice and tall. Use this support on the front here like I'm doing. It just makes everything easier so you can relax into the stretch more. You should feel quite a strong stretch down the front of the thigh, and let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come out of that stretch there. That is the first side done. Get yourself into the seated position again. Keep the chair where it was because that'll be useful on the second side. Let's get our good posture. Pop that leg up like so. Get ready to stretch the other side's glute. Get into position and let's start. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're done. Pop ourselves up into the standing position. We're going to stretch that hamstring first. So let's get ourselves into position. Remember, a slight bend in the knee, and don't worry about the foot. You can have it pointed or relaxed, however you feel best in the thigh here, the back of the thigh, and let's go. Again, what I find helps sometimes here is to just press on the front of the hip here, like so. It just helps get a little bit extra stretch. Try it if it works for you. Awesome. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's keep that stretch on. We'll come round into the adductors, get ourselves nice and comfortable, and again we can press down on here if we want to get a little bit more focus, and let's go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the stretch on and then come round to get that hip flexor involved and get nice and tall. If you want to support yourself again like last time, get yourself comfortable, keep that stretch on, and let us get started. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's drop back down to get that quad stretch to finish up. And here we go, nice and tall. Support yourself if need be. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. That is all done. Slowly pop yourself up. Now, if you want to go back through and go that through again on each leg, feel free. For those of you that are doing this after maybe a workout or some time out, and you've got a little bit of that back problem, then you can always jump on and do 3 to 5 minutes of the towel and a little bit of ice. You know what to do there, just grab it and get straight on. Hopefully this is a nice little routine that you can come back to time and time again, so you don't need to worry about the timings. You can just listen, watch, follow along, and just get a nice way of, in about 10 minutes, opening up both of those hips, and then you can crack on with what you want to do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.